Aruch HaShulchan, Hilchos Rosh HaShanah, Simin Tufkuf Pei Yisif Aleph. It's a mitzvah same in Torah to blow on Rosh Hashanah in the shofar, as it says in Midbar 29:1. Yom Trua Yeh Lochem, that it should be a day of blowing shofar. B'chol Trua, and every time you blow, Tkiya Melfoneo, Tkiya Malachareo. There should be a Tkiya before it and a Tkiya after it. And the reason that everything, why it should be blown, will be explained in 590, and we're in 585. Now, we blow twice. Once after Kriyas HaTorah, and the second one in the Chazor Zashatz, according to the order of the Brochas. And there's no Isser about Tosef, because it's just adding it to the Ikar Mitzvah. Because if you would blow in two shofars, that would be by Baltoisef, like by Lulav taking two Lulavim. If you will add another or a fifth min, besides the four, you will add another species, and then you transgress on Baltoisef. But when a person takes a Lulav and he leaves it, and then he takes it again, even 100 times, there's no Isser of Baltoisef. So too b'shofar, if you blow and then blow again, and you blow again, there's no Isser of Baal Tosef. However, why the Chachamim require this? That's for sure. And Tkiyas of Musaf, there's no question. The main blowing has to be according to the brachas. There's 9 brachas in the Rosh Hashanah davening. The middle 3, usually there's 7 on Yom Tov or Shabbos. There's 18, 19 during the week. The first 3 and the last 3 are always the same. The middle are changed. During the week there are 12 middle ones. Shabbos there's 1, and Rosh Hashanah there's 3. And on those 3 we blow 3 times. Malchi is the Choinus and Shoifres. But why did they require that they be blown before? And the Gemara says, in order to confuse the Sultan. And from Rashi, where he writes to confuse, it would seem that it means since the Sultan sees how much beloved is mitzvahs on Yisrael, that they do it and they continue to do it and they do it, he's forced to be silent from saying that they are not interested in Torah. Tosfos explains this confusion in the name of the Aruch, according to the Yerushalmi, that he's confused. Maybe this is the shofar which will herald the coming of Mashiach, as we say, as it says in the Pasuk, in the Novi, and on that day a great shofar will be blown, and Mashiach will come. So he's confused. He cannot argue against Klal Yisrael, and this still needs clarification. Now, the Aruch HaShulchan writes, it would seem to me, this is the explanation. Why do we blow Malchi Zechonis V'Shofros? Why do we mention the kingdom of God and the memory of Klal Yisrael and the blowing of shofar in Musaf? Why didn't they do it in Shachris? They should blow in Shachris, because you always do mitzvahs as early as you can. Just, the Shas tells us in Rosh Hashanah 32b, why shouldn't we do it earlier to do the mitzvah? And they should have established blowing shofar on Shachris. And the answer is that at the time of the Gzeirah, it was written, and Yerushalmi there explains even more clearly that in reality that was the case. However, they were goyzer, there was an edict not to blow shofar at a certain period of time in our history after the destruction, because the nations of the world were afraid that we're blowing to gather people to wage rebel, and they pushed off the brachas from Shachris to Musaf. And therefore, even though afterwards this edict was nullified, they did not want to act as they did before. And he explains there, when the nations of the world, they read Kriya Shema and when we see that we're reading Kriya Shema, we pray, and we read the Torah, and then blow. So they understood that we're acting in our traditions, and therefore they weren't fearful of us any longer. So if you see Toises, etc. According to this, when you blow, that you blow before Musaf, the reason is because they used to blow in Shachris, and they used to have 9 brachos in Shachris, and they wouldn't blow again. But because of this edict, they pushed it to Musaf, and therefore, so as to not make the distance too far from Shachris, they therefore had the tkiyas right after the shofar, the reading of the Torah, after Kriyas HaTorah, before Musaf. He sees, this is what confuses the Sultan. He sees how much Klal Yisrael are rushing to do the mitzvahs, and even though they make an edict on them, still they try to keep the mitzvahs even more so. Before they only used to blow once, and now after the Gzeir they blow twice, and according to Mosdos Boston they blow 3 times, and this brings them to confusion. Maybe the merit of the koilos of shofars will bring the great shofar of Mashiach, and he can't talk against Klal Yisrael, and it'll be for naught. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees how much the mitzvahs are beloved by Klal Yisrael, and how much they are rushing to do mitzvahs. Now the minig is to blow on the bima in a place that they read the Torah, because it's after Kriyas HaTorah, and the Tekeya has to make the brachos and tkiyas while he's standing. He shouldn't lean even on anything, and if he blew when he's sitting, b'diavad he is yotzei. If he did so, because it's not something that's a requirement, and as well the tzibur could sit, but the minig is to stand because of covered of the mitzvah. Any deraisa the mitzvah we usually stand for, and the minig is to say mizmor kolam tiguchov. Say it 7 times before the tkiyas, and there are ameorets when they didn't finish the 7 times, say it during the tkiyas, and you have to tell them that you shouldn't do so. You have to listen to the tkiyas is more important than saying the chapter of Tillim. And while you're hearing the tkiyas and the brachas, you don't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemoy by the bracha either, because you have to be yoytze, because the Mtzeach is not a halacha, it's a minig. There are places that don't say it even at all because of this reason, that people at one time weren't able to read as well as we are, fortunately so, in our generation. The one who blows makes a bracha, Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. These are different parts of the bracha. Many people aren't aware of that, but the main important part of the bracha is, because we're so used to it as children to be taught to say the bracha, so we always emphasize the end. The main part is Baruch Ato Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam is the second part. Asher Kitchonim Mitzvosav is the third part. V'tzivonu Lishmoya Kol Shofar, and he commanded us to listen to the shofar. That the mitzvah is listening, and he blew and he did not hear. He's not yoytze. He should say Hashonoh. The tzibur say Amen on the 2 brachas. And you should be careful, and you shouldn't say Baruch Hu Baruch Shemoy as we said before when you hear the Shem Hashem, because that would be considered a hefsek in the bracha. And even if he blows, if the blower was yoytze, he makes 2 brachas. He still makes the brachas for others, because the din is, even as long as somebody is obligated, even if he fulfilled his obligation, he can make it the bracha for others. And it would be better if the people who are listening make the bracha, not the one who has already blown, since his obligation is no longer there. Certainly, the bracha of Shechionu, that we have come to this time in our life and we're able to complete the mitzvah. But the minig is not so. Rather, the person who blows makes the brachas. Still, somebody who blows for a yochid, such as a sick person it's good that the listener should make a the make the brachas. Certainly, somebody who is blowing for a woman, or many of them, that they minatayah they don't have to blow shofar, and the mitzvah say is a mitzvah say because it's a positive commandment which is time oriented, and women are minatayah forbidden, not forbidden, potter from it, but they are not obligated, but they obligate themselves. Certainly, it's correct they should make themselves the brocha, and not the one who's blowing it, only if he has not yet fulfilled his obligation. When you blow, you have to blow tkiya, shvarim, trua, tkiya, 3 times. Tkiya is the long blast, shvarim is the 3 short ones, trua is the 9 brief ones, and then the tkiya at the end, 3 times. And we also blow tkiya, the 3 short blasts, and tkiya 3 times, and then tkiya, trua, tkiya 3 times. And altogether that comes out to 4, 7, 10 each time. Times 3 is 30 notes that we sound, long, short, and very brief. 3 times is 90. And at the end of Kaddish we have another 10, and we end up with 100. The reason is explained in Tuvkuf Tzadik in 590, and the tzibur should not stop in the middle of the rotzing between each of these tkiya, shvarim, through each of these 3 types of blowing, but they should keep quiet until after they finish the last one, and not the way it's written in the Machzorim. And it's good to blow with the shofar on the right side of the mouth if it's possible, and not on the left side, because the right is always ascribed to mercy, and the left is judgment. And there are those who say that a lefty should blow on the left side, which is his right, just like tefillin. And that is very bewildering to say, because he's doing it for the many. So you have to go after the right side of the many. But the Lavush writes that according to Kabbalah, it's better to do on the left side, because you're facing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and therefore technically, just like when you go out of Shemona Esrei, your left is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's right, and you should hold the shofar with its mouth above, facing upwards a little bit, because we say in the pasuk, Ol Olikim B'Sruah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu went up with the notes of Truah, and everything that we have mentioned do not impede the acceptance of or the completion of the halacha. And if he can only do it in a certain way, then it's fine. If somebody's not sure if he heard a tkiyas or not, he should blow it again without a bracha, because again, the brachas do not stop one from being yotze. And the second day, if he's not sure if he was yotze, he does not have to do it again, because it's a safek d'Rabbanan. And it's very rare to have the safek whether you're not sure if you heard tkiyas or not. Now, if you began to blow and you can't complete it, a second person can complete it without making a bracha, because the first the brachas are made by the first person were done to be moitzi everyone. And even if many people try to blow, it's only applicable though when the last ones who blow were there at the time of the bracha. If not, they have to make a bracha. And not only that, even if somebody make a bracha and he wasn't able to blow, it's not considered that he didn't activate the bracha, because he didn't finalize it or anything. And he can do, another person can blow relying on the bracha of the first person, even though the first person did not blow at all. Now we come to the tekiyas that are on the order of brachas and musaf. The shliach tzibur should not blow but rather someone else should, so that he won't become confused in his prayers. However, if he knows that he won't become confused and he'll go back to his prayers to the proper place, he can do blow. But tkiyas that are done before Musaf, which are called tkiyas the Miyushiv, meaning when you're not obligated to stand because of Shemona Esrei, these are before Musaf. The Shliach Tzibur can blow, and it's correct that he who blows should, before Musaf, should blow in Musaf also. Because every mitzvah, we always say, the person who begins the mitzvah, we tell him go ahead and complete it. Only if it's difficult for him to do so, then there's nothing wrong with having somebody else do it. The minig is to read, if someone announces before the tkiyah, each one, tkiyah, shvorim, truah, tkiyah, in order that he won't make a mistake, and it's very correct. And you choose for the one to read the notes a great person, because according to Kabbalah, there's also a mystical reason why it's announced, and somebody who receives payment for blowing for Rosh Hashanah, or to pray on Rosh Hashanah, or to translate on Shabbos Yom Tovim, where there were places that when they read the Torah, they were translated right afterwards. He will not see from that payment any great blessing. But there's no issur. The main thing is that you should have intent to blow because it's a mitzvah. The ones who listen have to have intent to keep the mitzvah, to accomplish the mitzvah, the part of the commandment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to blow on Rosh Hashanah. And if he knows other things associated with this, according to the Zohar, then happy is his lot. But the main intent is, as we said, to keep the mitzvah. And if he doesn't know what to do, then it's correct what he's doing. See the Mogen Avraham or a schooler, when he can't blow the shofar, that he should turn the shofar upside down, and he should say into it, "V'yinoyam Hashem Alikeinu Oleinu." And by the tkiyas, when people are not obligated to stand before Musaf, you shouldn't do so because it's a hefsek in the bracha. But once you've begun to read, once you've finished all the tkiyas, the first 30 blasts which are done before Musaf, then you're going to say psukim anyway of Ashrei and other things, so you can say V'yinoyam Hashem Alikeinu Oleinu Mas Yedeinu Koinu Oleinu as well. May everyone be able to fulfill their obligation of blowing the shofar, and those who blow the shofar should have atzlocha in blowing it. We'll continue in the next siman tomorrow, in the next shiur, Mitzvah.